Hello, everybody. It is Tuesday afternoon. We're both in a time crunch and a battery situation crunch. So I'm gonna try to make this quick. Um, I got two things I want to talk about. The first one is this book that I called Illogical by this Emmanuel Ocho or Acho. He was actually a Philadelphia Eagles player. Um, a lot of what he says in this book kind of mirrors what Daniel Gomez says. And one thing I got out of it was, and I wrote it on my whiteboard, the only meaning anything in your life should have is the meaning that you give it. And he described beauty and how beauty has changed over the years, and women try to live up to this standard, or people try to live up to a standard of society, and really what matters is what you do. So if you can find it, look for it. I have to renew my library thing for it. I'm going to show you guys my screen and how I trade. So let's see if this works. Okay. This is how I trade every day. I have the 5-minute chart here. I have the daily chart here, and then I have what's called the tick readings. And I've mentioned those before. And on top of it is and let me see if I can minimize, is the 5-minute app. These are the guys that I'm looking at. The SPY was kind of interesting because I'm focused on that the most. Triggered short way back at 8:45. So this was the candle that triggered short, which is kind of early because, and this is a little late, 9:30 or 10:30 Eastern, you get this reversal. So if you're playing this that early, and I think I mentioned yesterday, one, wait for sort of a retracement. See how we got this green candle that kind of came back towards the 5-minute low? That's a perfect short. But you have to keep in mind that if you're in there before 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock Eastern, or if you're, haven't seen this huge sort of reversal, you have to be aware of it and you have to be nimble. And then the SPY, let's go back out, came up and failed, came up, failed, and failed again. So it was quite the down day. This red candle filled this gap right here. I know you guys have seen the post of Michael Burry, the great short, or I think the author of The Big Short, loaded up on puts. I don't know, Alan, do you remember Home Depot? Because Home Depot reported this morning.
Yeah.
And they basically said that consumers are holding off on major purchases. They're starting to realize that, I don't want to say rough times are coming, but uncertainty, and they got to start thinking smartly with their money and stop spending major purchases. So it'll be interesting. And like I said, in a post, Target comes, Walmart comes. So we'll kind of get a picture of the health of the consumer. Now, the question remains, does the market care? We've seen it before where, the consumer is doing awful, but yet the market rises. I was surprised that when Fitch downgraded the US, that we didn't see more of a drop in the market. Fitch came out again this morning and said they're going to downgrade some banks. So yeah, it's interesting. For those of you that reached out to me in regards to the email list, and like I said, I'm not on it yet. I'm gonna text Alan those emails. I think I have all of yours that have reached out to me. I'm gonna text Alan to put them on the list, and I think I'm gonna include myself. And then I told Alan that I'm gonna ask him about his US steel trade and what he saw on Friday. And for those of you that have not been on the website, lived under a rock, Friday afternoon, an hour or so before the market closed,
3 o'clock.
yeah, 3 o'clock. So an hour before, Alan went long US Steel 23.5 calls that expired on Friday, right?
Friday
Or
at the
Friday?
end of this week, and I
Yeah.
bought 50 contracts that were worth $41,000 on an $800 purchase.
Right, exactly.
You think about that, Brian. $41,000.
It hurt. I was gonna say it hurts when I do because I wasn't in it.
110 contracts for $130. That was paying over $8,000.
And
Every 10 contract over $8,000.
I
What
think
did I see?
I think I saw a percentage that was like 1,400% return on that, which is pretty unreal.
So the issue is that I saw things going on behind the scenes. I saw things going on behind the scenes with Raytheon RTX, but that one fizzled out. The U.S. Steel and Cliffs were the call options were going crazy. There was stuff going on behind the scenes. Now, one of the weirdest parts is that I took the gold trade because I saw the market going down. And what it is that this is like one of the first times I remember the market crashing. Basically, we dropped 500 points in a couple days, and gold went down too. That was more shocking than anything. So I'll have to rethink that because I only took the gold trade as a counter to the playing the market to go down.
Right, and that's there are some correlations that most of the time work.
It usually always works. Not this time.
Right, the market and gold are
Yeah.
are contrarian. The market in the VIX are contrarian as well. As people start selling, that VIX tends to rise. But there are cases when the market rises unexpectedly that the
Where
VIX,
is the VIX at right now?
let me look at that.
That would tell you a lot today, in terms of what really happened. Did the VIX even go up today?
Yeah, so 16.5. Well, up a point. So from 15 to 16.5.
Yeah, so this isn't driven by it. And I'll tell you another thing which concerns me heavily. I'm playing the market to go everything I got is puts right now. Is that why did the market go down 300 points on the 15th when it always goes up 300 to 400 points?
Well, and the interesting thing that I haven't figured out or haven't even looked at yet is we were down in the morning, but we were kind of flat until about 1,300 hours when the market just tanked from 444 down to 442. So that was a huge 5-minute candle. I was like, wow, this thing keeps dropping. So it'll be interesting to see what happened at that time. But yeah, looking at the daily of the SPY, it's not looking pretty.
Hey, Brian, I am actually at 2%. I'm not in my car. I had some car problems, so you are going to lose me.
Okay. Sounds good.
And I don't have a charger, so short these Samsung because I can't believe they can't give me a phone that lasts for a whole day.
Right, exactly. Yeah, no kidding. Well, then we'll leave it there. hopefully you guys got a lot out of this.
Get on
Alan-
the email list, get the app. That's how I trade when I'm not doing a long-term trade.
Right, and that's how every morning, I bring up my charts, I bring up the app, and I just wait for those alerts to go off, and then I kind of watch for a little bit of a retracement before the continued movement, either up or down, so
Mhm.
so yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna email Alan those email addresses or text him those email addresses. I think I've got those of you that have requested. If not, shoot me a message on Facebook Messenger. I'll do that tonight. Alan, you have a good rest of the night. Hopefully the car dealer goes well. And we still need to figure out a day a week where I can come to Michigan and crash. So, but I'm not going to do that till I hear Donna say it's okay. So I think we lost them. Okay, doke, everybody. Have a good rest of the night, and we'll talk to you guys later.